Hello guys, welcome to my channel once again. The name is Emida Fashions in-depth training, and today's class is going to help us learn how to make a long sleeve and a puff sleeve. Please, if you have any comment, don't forget to let me know. And also, if you enjoy watching my videos, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and also hit the subscription button. Come along. So we will be working with an African print, and as you can see, this African print has a lot of dispersed patterns. So that is what I'm showing you in the video. Anytime you choose an African print to work with, or any type of fabric with patterns, don't forget to watch how the patterns were created. You can easily turn the pattern upside down. So without wasting time, let's start work. We start by folding our fabric into two, making sure we do not turn our pattern upside down. You know, this is the pattern I am using, and I don't know what you will be using. That's why I'm reminding you not to turn it upside down. I'll be working with sleeve length. Before that, I'll be working with my armhole measurement plus 2 inches for any future expansion. You know, we increase in size at any time. And my sleeve length is 22 inches plus an additional 2 inches fold. I'll be extending the fabric or the African print a little bit inside, and that measurement is 2 inches plus either 1 inch or a ½ inch allowance, but I've decided to go with ½ inch sewing allowance, that is at the sleeve end. So in all, it's going to give me 24.5. You mark at the first point and later extend it to the second point. I use this method to help my cherished beginners or those beginning at fresh to be able to make a straight through. For me, I can just mark and then make a root through and it's going to be straight. But for you starting afresh, please don't forget to use this method. Sewing can be a little bit challenging if you are starting afresh, but don't give up. As they always say, practice makes man perfect. So you keep practicing. If you do not get it at the first time, practice will make you a little bit perfect at the second time. And as you keep going on, you're going to be a pro within a blink of an eye. Before you know, you are sewing like a pro. Let's start by folding our 2 inches. Then after, you make sure from the top of the sleeve to the bottom is your sleeve measurement plus the ½ inch you reserved for your sewing. So as you can see, I'm making sure I get my 22.5 or 22.5 inches. We'll be making a stitch at where I'm making a mark. This is how you place your plain fabric on top of your 2 inches alawa you created. So this is how it's going to be. Then after, turn your fabric and making sure the positive side is at the top, and then you have your negative side down. So this is my negative side, and then this side is the positive side. Then after, you place your plain material on top of it and make a stitch. So after stitching, this is how it's going to be. Then make sure to make a stay seam on top of your plain material. So this is how it will be. Let's move on with our pattern creating. I am using 6 inches, but you can decide to use 4 to 4.5 if you're a little bit slim. And then from my shoulder to my elbow is 13 inches, but I'll decide to make it 12.5 because I'll be making a 1/2 inch stitch at the top. Extend the same measurement to the other side. Then after, you join all your lines together. From your top measurement to where you marked the 6 inches, just divide that part into 2. And that is where we will be creating the cap of our sleeve. From the edge to where our cap will be ending, I've decided to use 5 inches. You can decide on any measurement of your choice, but make sure it does not become too wide or too little. So that is where my sleeve, my armhole measurement will be ending, plus 2 inches for any future expansion. Then my elbow measurement, whatever measurement you get around your elbow, just divide it into 2. Then after, join from your sleeve point to the end of your armhole. So this is how it's going to be. Then after, you join from your elbow to your armhole, then around your wrist measurement. Then you join from the elbow to your wrist measurement. Later, add your 2 inches allowance you created. Then join the lines together. Time to trim off any excess fabric from our pattern. Okay, we are done. This is how it's going to look like after you stitching. So simple. Okay, let's move on with our puff sleeve creating. And you can decide to go with any measurement of your choice. That is, you can decide to choose a short sleeve, a 3/4 sleeve, or a long sleeve. So whatever measurement you want to use, just decide on it and repeat the same procedure from the first part of the sleeve we created. This is what we'll be using in creating our puff. Then after, you make a notch at the middle, but I'm making sure all my fabrics are straight. Just make any measurement mark, but I've decided to go for 8 inches. You mark it at both ends because you'll be making gathered stitching. And after, you create a little bit curve, that is part of our armhole. And trim any excess fabric off. Make sure to notch the middle to serve as a guide when joining it to your sleeve you created. And after, you pull your gathers. So this is how our puff will look like. Then let's move to the lower part of our sleeve. Make a round arm measurement at wherever you want your sleeve to end and divide it into 2. Then after, you add your 2 inches allowance for any future expansion. What I'm creating now is the point where we will be joining our puff, so it's going to be a little bit curvy. So I extended 1.5 inches inner. So time to trim off any excess part from our pattern. Just extend the 1.5 inch and then make a curve. Then trim off the excess mark. So add your puff to the lower part of the sleeve and stitch 1/2 inch. After stitching, this is what we created. So simple and cute, but it will not be that simple for you if you are beginning afresh. So after you join where your sleeve will be ending, and then create a 1 inch or either 1.5 inch dart at the end of the other side of your sleeve. and then you stitch, but make sure to add that measurement to the around arm measurement you get. So later make a stitch and let's see what we created. Okay, so this is our puff sleeve. Let's turn it over and see what we created once again. So this is the end of our puff sleeve creating. Thank you very much for joining today's class, and don't forget to hit the subscription button. Bye.